Night Whispers.
Everybody needs a hobby.
So what's yours?
Resurrection.
Just before plunging himself down the vortex of infinity, he says, in the beginning was the Word. Here then is the chief title of the Son of God, the Word. Where the jelly was watery, where the ice cream was runny, and Santa's beard had a cockroach in it, and his breath smelt of days old booze. You see, if Jesus is not God, nothing in Christianity is right.
Night Whispers. 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 Whispers.
And here's Robert.
The title of today's Night Whisper is The Church's One Foundation, and your Night Whisper word is worship. John chapter 1 verse 1 to 2 says, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God." Matthew, you know, begins the story of God made flesh with his long earthly genealogy. Mark simply calls Jesus the Son of God, and the Gospel account as the beginning of the good news proclaimed by the prophets of old. Dr. Luke starts his report with the immediate family matters of Jesus, and then proceeds through an unfolding of all those matters fulfilled before him, the reading of which, quite frankly, is like a full prescription from the pharmacy, all ingredients present, all tested, and all correct, with dosage information attached, if you don't mind. But dear John, he, like a fearless and muscular world-class cliff diver, brashly discards his crisp and cotton towel at the top of the rocks of eternity, and from those ageless mountains quickly edges himself towards the edge of time, takes one short look, and then one big breath, and just before plunging himself down the vortex of infinity, he says, "In the beginning was the Word." Now then, friends, just before that plunging headfirst leap of John, he names the object of his loving discourse, and it's this, it's the Word. Here then is the chief title of the Son of God, the Word. Here is the utterance of the unseen God, the echo that encompasses the immeasurable distances of cold, black, and seemingly empty space. Here is the inviting whisper at the cold mornings of all of our adulams. Here is the mirror of the Almighty. Here is the mysterious, effulgent, and blood-pumping heart of God. Here is the Father made manifest before the makings of his creation. The Word, the Logos, he who was before the beginning and was with God as the preeminent presence for the coming creation. The Word was with God before the creation. The Word was from God, even in direct and close relationship to God. Indeed, John says the Word was God. Now, the doctrine of the Trinity is the center of the revelation of God. Christianity is Trinitarian, and without this doctrine, without the revelation of God, the three in one, the great trumpet sound of the meta-narrative of man's fall and his subsequent redemption through the shed blood of the Son of God turns into quite simply the quiet flatulence of a small child's little red balloon, unexpectedly deflating at the end of the Christmas party, where the jelly was watery, where the ice cream was runny, and Santa's beard had a cockroach in it, and his breath smelt of days old booze. You see, if Jesus is not God, nothing in Christianity is right. This is the Word who by the breath of his mouth breathes stars into outer space. This is the Word who by the breath of his mouth breathed healing into our inner space. This is the Word who signed his name on the patent sheets of 1 billion different suns. This is the Word whose voice commands and controls the mighty millennial storms of the weather system on our red giant neighbor Jupiter, and then reaches out and touches our wet pink little noses with the delicate cold tenderness of a silently falling snowflake. Jesus is not merely the medium of the expression of the Most High. He is the Most High. The Word was God. Christian, the Trinity is a truth made known in the 66 books of the Holy Bible. And this truth of Jesus being very God has been viciously attacked for 2,000 years. This truth shall be attacked again, and vehemently so. Nevertheless, Jesus is God. Bow down and worship him. Listen. And Thomas answered and said to him, My Lord and my God. And Jesus said to him, Thomas, because you've seen me, you've believed. Blessed are those who have not seen and yet have believed. And truly, Jesus did many other signs in the presence of his disciples, which are not written in this book. But these are written that you may believe that Jesus is the Christ, the Son of God, and that believing you may have life in his name. John 20, verse 28 to 31. Pray with me, please. Behold the stiller of my storms, the calmer of our seas, the conqueror of the raging hosts, from whom the darkness flees. Captain, Master, Word of God, light of our blood-washed ways, with great delight will sing your praise through heaven's endless days.
Join us tomorrow for Night Whispers. Same time, same station.
Tonight's Night Whisper was brought to you by Pastor Victor Robert Farrell, author of Night Whispers and president of the 66 Books Ministry. If you want more Night Whispers, then please go to www.night-whispers.com. That's www.night-whispers.com.
Don't miss the next Night Whispers. Night Whispers. Night Whispers.